It's important to build a duck blind to hide ourselves from the duck's view.
Creek says we're going to camo up, so here I am covered in dry mud now. Feels like it's ripping my skin off my face.
You look like Chewbacca.
Holy mamma mia. That's a freaking snake, dude. In the side of our shelter where we sleep is a snake, man. Holy crap. It's biting you, dude.
For thousands of years, man lived wild, and our triumph over Mother Nature defined who we were. We were rugged, we were strong. And as we evolved, our ingenuity led to towering achievements. We secured our place at the top of the food chain, and now we have the waistline to prove it. I'm Creek Stewart. I'm a survivalist, and this is your midlife wake-up call. So get off the couch and come out to the woods. If you can survive a week with me, you can take on anything. Survival is simple. Just don't die.
This morning is very cold. We're starting off day one with temperatures in the low 30s.
Let's go, nice and cozy.
We look like some sumo wrestlers in a Honda.
I'm waiting on 3 guys ready for the week of their life. Make no mistake about it, this is not a weight loss show.
We're in the Smokies right now, fellas. Take a look. Take her in, man.
This is a wake-up call. Anything can happen.
Not every Southerner walks around with a banjo and lusts after his sister. That's all on TV, man.
Andrew Stone, big boy from Georgia, 6'3", 325 pounds. He's a mechanic at a carpet mill. Andrew is already an outdoorsman and spends quite a bit of time hunting. But this week, he's ready to put his skills to the test.
My name's Johnny Frisbee.
Whoa. Do you honestly expect us to believe that your last name is Frisbee?
Yep.
Johnny Frisbee, 49-year-old from Oklahoma. His first wife died of breast cancer, and he himself is a cancer survivor. He's remarried and wants to make good health decisions so that he can live a long, healthy life with his new wife.
Next week's going to be interesting because I'm not going to have all the things I normally eat around me, and it makes me a little nervous.
People say, oh, like, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this. But, you know, when push comes to shove, like, can you? Can you do it?
Nick Lansing, he's 26 and from upstate New York.
You know, I lost a couple friends. They took their own lives last year. I think about my life, this, you know, sedentary life that I have, and I have the power to turn that around.
Here they are.
I'm Johnny.
Johnny, Creek Stewart, nice to meet you, brother.
Nice to meet you.
My name's Stone. How you doing, brother?
Stone.
Oh, here we go. Nick.
Pleasure, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, gentlemen, welcome to the edge of the wilderness. I hope you're ready for a crazy week.
Super excited, man.
We're going to head deep into the wilderness behind us. I'm going to teach you everything I possibly know about this environment.
Put it on me, house.
Each of you guys are going to get a backpack.
Oh, nice.
Okay? Inside each of your packs is a stainless steel water container full of fresh drinking water. The only fresh drinking water that you're going to get this week. And lastly is your most important survival tool this week, your knife. Everything else we'll be sourcing from nature.
Normally when I go into the woods, I have everything I need. This is not everything I need. I don't have a tent, don't have a sleeping bag, no way to start a fire that I know of.
Say goodbye to civilization.
There goes our car. Let's do it to it, brother.
Whenever I get to take a new group of guys into the woods, I can't help but be excited. I'm here to guide them through every step of the way to meet our core basic human survival needs: shelter, water, fire, and food for the first 3 days. The 2 days after that, they're going solo.
Watch yourself, boys.
I can't wait to see what these guys are made of.
I feel like the experiences out here will really help me, when I get back to civilization.
Lots of sticky stuff going around here.
Yeah, careful stickers. I want to apply it to losing some weight and being part of my wife's life longer than a few years.
Don't be letting no branches slap me in the face neither. Because I can throw the atomic elbow off the top of this hillside creek. Looks like he should be on a surfboard in California, not tromping through the woods with a bunch of burly men.
Hey fellas, this right here is what's called kudzu. We can use it for all kinds of different things, for building our shelter, for making traps. Let's coil some of this stuff up and take it with us.
Where I come from, there is a lot of kudzu. Now I know that if I ever get in a situation where I have to have it, that it's not just some weed that grows and is in the way.
These guys right here, you know what they are?
Are they called milk pods?
Milkweed. For the fire start method that I'm thinking about, these might be perfect. This right here is what we're looking for. It's called the milkweed ovum. It's like Mother Nature's version of tissue paper. Grab them, stick them in our pockets, and keep moving. You know, guys, I'm kind of feeling this spot. You know, it's the first, like, decent flat area we've come across. I'm thinking we could put our shelter right here. But I really want to get started on fire first because the fire starting method I have in mind is sun dependent. And we really only have about 2 hours left of high sun. A big lesson I want these guys to take away from this experience is innovation. The ability to use what you have to get what you need. I'm gonna pull out my secret fire starting weapon.
There's a match.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I knew we come to the wrong place.
I didn't sign up for that. Next thing I know, the man's pulling out a sleeve of condoms, saying we're fixing to use these condoms to start a fire.
Let's find a good sunny spot. Right around in here looks pretty good. We're trying to magnify as much of that sunlight as humanly possible. I'm gonna have you open that up, and now just kind of blow it up.
Give her a good blow there, Frisbee.
Yeah.
Stretch it out a little bit, nice and big. Don't pop it. Keep it away from all that sharp stuff.
This is the first time I've ever had to put my mouth on the condom, and I was not very comfortable with it at all.
A grown man blowing a condom up in the middle of nowhere. That is something that will be ingrained in my brain on my deathbed.
So my concept is to fill a condom with water, shape it into a ball, put it in between the milkweed ovum and the sun to magnify the rays and hopefully make that milkweed ovum smolder. See where it's starting to focus?
This is some MacGyver stuff.
I'm gonna hold this steady.
Excuse me?
I'm gonna hold
On
this
my
right
chest?
here on your chest, brother. As funny as this whole condom thing is, we have to get it to work. I mean, this is our only option. This is a multi-phase fire starting method with many opportunities to fail and all kinds of things to go wrong. This whole thing is going south really quick. And quite frankly, I don't think these guys really understand we could go into this night without having a fire. The fire starting method I have in mind is magnifying the sun's rays to ignite that milkweed ovum. I hate rushing the fire process. We are on a timeline with the sun, which is not going to stop and wait for us.
Creek was like really nervous, which kind of made me nervous.
We just busted one of our limited supply of condoms, and we lost some of our fresh drinking water. I'm immediately really frustrated.
I'm so far out of my element here. It's very unnerving to me to be out here not knowing what's going to happen next.
We need to go grab another condom. We need to fill it up, and we need to do it fast.
We're running out of time. This is getting down to the nitty-gritty. We got to do this. We're going to run out of light.
Creek was like, if we don't get this, then like that's it.
All right, you're going to face that sun directly.
I think I'm right in front of it. What are you looking like? Kind of got a little nerve-wracking there for a minute. And all of a sudden, you're supposed to be this genius holding the condom up in the air. There it goes.
Hey, blow on that a little bit for me, Johnny, just a little bit. Good. Now be very careful. Let's make our way back to camp.
This goes out, we ain't gonna have nothing. I got stuck with the responsibility of taking it from where we were standing back to where we were going to build our fire.
We lose that little spark. We've lost everything. We got to start all over again.
Andrew, I want to dump most of that into this tinder bundle. I'll have you hold this like this. See our ember inside? This is your moment of truth, brother. Go ahead and give it some air. See it starting to smoke? Keep it going.
Oh,
right.
Freaking
right.
intense, man.
All right, I need you to keep blowing on it.
Yeah! I look up and I see flames. You're talking about the most relief I've ever felt in my entire life.
Good, 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 good.
It's so incredible what you can do with just a little bit of resourcefulness.
You guys had me worried for a second, man.
You were worried.
Now that we have a fire, we got to go gather some shelter materials.
Okay.
We only have a few hours of sunlight left, so we got a lot of work to do. Because I know there's rain in our forecast, we're going to build a shelter that does not depend on fire.
So fully encapsulated, basically?
Fully encapsulated. Right. So we're going to build a framework large enough for the 4 of us to get into. We're going to fill that completely with leaves, and then we're literally going to pile as much leaves on top of that framework as daylight will allow. A debris hut is a shelter design that keeps you warm without a fire. It's basically a nest of leaves that you crawl inside of. This is why it doesn't depend on fire. We're going to be inside of these leaves, and then we're going to have more leaves piled up to here. There ain't no way this cold air is getting in, or our body heat's getting out. You guys seen Johnny?
No. He's been gone for a long time.
Why don't you guys keep on doing leaves? Let me see if I can find him. Hey, Johnny, that you? You all right, man? We've been wondering where the heck you've been.
I don't know. I'm just not feeling well. Real dizzy.
I find Johnny sitting on a log. He's overexerted himself. He's dizzy, sweating. He's nauseous. Just a lot of horrible signs on the first day. It's a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you're not used to it every day.
I'm not used to doing this. Before I sat down, I was just sweating so bad.
Yeah, dude, your hair's wet. Sweat in these conditions is your enemy. You start talking about hypothermic conditions.
Right.
You know, you feel like you can take a little jaunt back to camp?
Sounds good.
Man, you're really weak.
Yeah.
You ain't looking so hot, brother. Johnny is in rough shape. There's no reason somebody should be sweating that much with the way the weather is right now.
To say that today was a hard day is an understatement. We've got 1 man down. We haven't eaten anything, and we're physically exhausted. But I can't tell you how proud of these guys I am for pushing through.
All right, everybody, be careful. Johnny's in here.
Oh, watch your hands, man. All right, good night, guys.
All right, man.
Feel better?
Get better.
Fellas, everybody up?
Oh, God.
The debris hut we made ended up being really comfortable. You get 4 guys in a small space, and we generated a lot of body heat. I still didn't get any sleep. I spent most of the night tossing and turning, worried about Johnny.
When Creek found me yesterday, I was really glad to see a face because I really didn't feel like I had the strength to holler out.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling the hunger this morning.
I'm really hungry.
Yeah, I know you are, man. We've got 2 main priorities today. We need to first find a really solid water source. Then we need to start foraging for some wild edibles. Johnny, I'm gonna give you the option. If you wanna stay back and take care of this fire, I'm fine with that too. You know,
Well, somebody's got to do it. Don't want it to go out.
we have burned through an insane amount of calories in just over 24 hours. So I'm just looking for anything that I think is possibly edible at this point.
Yeah.
You know?
Seriously. I'll eat some tree bark.
Yeah, well, we may resort to that. You know what? If this is what I think it is, this has an edible tuber.
Edible water?
Tuber, edible root.
Okay. What are these things?
This is what's called Jerusalem artichoke. It is a potato-like tuber.
When we saw those, man, my mood changed instantly. I went from being super down to happier than a pig in mud, man. Good God almighty.
Oh, there's so many.
We cook these exactly like potatoes.
Do they taste like taters?
In my opinion, they taste a little bit like French fries.
The Jerusalem artichokes was like finding the Ark of the Covenant. I'm just digging through the dirt like a crazy person.
This will be an awesome boost for Johnny.
Absolutely.
Man. Once we put these in our pack, I feel a lot better having found this.
Yeah, that added a little weight to the old backpack. Watch your step. Loose rocks.
Oh, yes. Look, guys.
You got some water.
It's a perfect spot to fill up. So far this week, we have seen virtually no signs of animals, especially with the cold temperatures we've had. And there's an awesome pond up here. This right here is what I call fertile hunting grounds, man.
Yes.
When you get a watering hole for all animals in this area.
Who knows what's over there? I'm just like, yes, maybe we can finally get something.
This is like perfect territory. Guys!
Did you get it?
Guys! Oh my gosh.
Did you get it?
No. I see our first wild game, a duck. I got a couple of sticks in my hands and I try to, get a lucky shot off, but this thing is gone before I even get into range.
All of a sudden, Creek starts screaming. I look up and I don't see anything. He might be hallucinating because he's hungry too. I don't know.
Think it'll come back?
Well, there's one thing I know about duck is they come back to the same spots. I think we should take our chances with that duck coming back.
All right, so let's do this. What do we got to do?
We could pull down one of those saplings right there.
Yeah.
And somehow net it. I have an idea on how to put together a trap where we sit behind a duck blind and pull a line to hopefully catch this duck. We'll come back in the morning. We'll just sit and wait on this sucker, man.
Can we just not use any condoms this time?
Yeah, I don't know how I would incorporate a condom into this duck trap, but I do have something that we could use as the net. I always travel with a hammock. It's kind of like a net anyway. What do you think?
I say that's our best shot.
I mean, honestly, at this point, I feel like we can pretty much do anything.
Nick said he had a couple of friends who committed suicide at a young age, and his main motivation for coming into this experience was to take advantage of every life opportunity. And so for Nick to come completely out of his comfort zone and grab a hold of life, I thought that was pretty cool. Now we need an engine in order to sling this thing up out of the water. So I'm thinking this sapling right here, we've got a big sapling that we're gonna pull down that hooks onto a stake in the ground. This is what we have a line attached to. When we pull it, it sets off this sapling.
The first thing I'm thinking is duck fillet laid out on a plate with a big old thing of mashed taters.
If this works, I'm gonna be so happy.
You and me both, brother. So let it up. Little bit at a time, little bit at a time.
Move out of the way, son.
Yep.
If that thing slaps you in the face, you're done.
Wow.
Nick, I'll let you test it.
Oh, yeah?
Just pull on that just enough to pull it off and then let go.
3, 2, 1.
That's freaking amazing. That thing's crazy.
So awesome. Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that was so much fun.
Man, if we catch that duck, that is going to be the greatest meal ever.
We're pulling the string that sets this snare off. So it's important to build a duck blind to hide ourselves for any duck that may fly back into this tributary. All we're making is a wall.
I think that Johnny probably hasn't been burning as many calories as myself and Big Man have been. So I honestly think that his portion should be smaller. He's over there sitting on a stump, throwing sticks on fire right now. And I'm out here trying to build something to catch us some duck.
Now, guys, it's leaf time.
All right.
All right, Stone. What do you think, man? Can you see us?
No, I definitely don't think a duck will.
We just got to get here at the crack of dawn in the morning and just wait it out, man.
Let her rip, Tater Chip.
Whatever.
Hey, guys.
Are you okay?
Feeling better?
No.
The good news is we come bearing gifts. Jerusalem artichokes for dinner, and Jerusalem artichokes for breakfast. And hopefully, duck for lunch.
We all go to bed, and everything was fine. We're all, all nice and cozy next to each other. And then, in the middle of the night, I just wake up. My head's spinning. Stomach is in knots right now. Man, I just took a few breaths of fresh air, and I just started puking all over the place.
Oh, man. I don't know if maybe he got a little bit of bad water. I don't know if he ate too many Jerusalem artichokes. I don't know if it's a combination of the cold and a new environment. It could be a little bit of everything. Are you all right?
Stomach is in knots right now.
We spent a brutal night with Nick barfing all night long. And to top it off, we wake up this morning and Johnny is still looking really funky. Johnny, I'm worried about you, brother. It's cold out here and you're like soaking,
Yeah.
Johnny is still not looking healthy this morning. He's had a rough couple of days, and here on day 3, I just decided that the rest of this week is not in Johnny's best interest. Guys, I just really feel like we need to get the medic. So I decide that we need to call the paramedic in, have him checked out, because Johnny's health is more important than whatever he's gonna get out of this experience.
Blood pressure's a little high, bro.
Oxygen seems low.
Heart rate's Let's get him out of here. Let's go get checked out.
I know you wouldn't opt to go home, man.
No, I want to stick it out.
I know, man, but, sometimes, our mind is stronger than our bodies, man. I don't believe Johnny would have quit. I really believe he came here for the right reasons, but my job in this place is to look after these guys, and I just don't feel like this is Johnny's week.
It's freaking nuts. We're down to 2.
I know.
Even though Johnny isn't here with us, he's in a better place in the hospital than he is here in this wet forest. Well, fellas, he's off. He's on the way to the hospital.
Is he gonna be all right?
Yeah, I think.
He's messed up bad.
Yeah.
It's really nerve-wracking being out here and somebody going through that. I mean, that could be anybody. That could be me. We're all out here doing the exact same thing. And he's in the hospital right now. And that's a very scary thought.
Johnny going to the hospital. Nick, man, you were up all night barfing. I mean, that's how real the stakes are in this place. We're getting a late start with that duck trap. Nick, it's no go for you for the duck trap, man. You got to rest up. If we come back with something, I am going to task you with creating a monster bed of coals, man.
Okay.
Stone, you feeling up to a duck hunt, man?
Absolutely.
Let's get down there, man.
All right.
Take her easy, son.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right, Stone, we're about there, man.
Finally.
Hey, this stuff's perfect. Hey, this is chickweed. Not only is this edible for us, but this is perfect duck bait. We can use this to draw it right up against the edge of the bank into our sweet spot. All right, Stone, you ready to do this, man?
Let's do it to it, brother.
All right, brother. In order to better camouflage ourselves, we decide to mud up our faces. This looks a little ridiculous, but every advantage that we can get against an animal bred with pure instinct is really important.
Creek says we're going to camo up, and then he sticks his hand down in the mud and rubs it all over his face. So here I am, covered in dry mud now. Feels like it's ripping my skin off my face. What do I look like, man?
You look like Chewbacca.
Yes!
All right, brother, bring it down.
All right. God dang, that thing's got some spring in it. The duck trap kind of looked like something Wile E. Coyote would use to catch the roadrunner.
Now it's time to wait it out. Let's get back behind the blind and be quiet.
I'm sitting in this duck blind, waiting on this duck. It's cold, it's starting to rain, and it seems like it's taking forever.
So long we're gonna have to wait. Man, I have no idea. We could be here all day long.
All of a sudden, a duck lands in the water.
Stone. There he is. The fact that duck's even come back today is amazing. We're so close.
I know.
Pull, Stone, pull. Oh my gosh, you're kidding me.
Food. It's amazing.
Well, and I'll let you do the honors.
I've hunted, and it makes it a little different when you go from sitting in a tree stand, shooting something, and you walk up on it and it's already dead. The thing is still alive.
Ah, it's never pretty. Thank you, bird.
I had to basically be its executioner.
You all right, man?
Yeah, it's just sad.
I don't like killing animals. I never have. I never will. But it's just a part of survival. Well, we get to move in it, make the best of it.
Yeah. Come bearing gifts, my friend.
Oh, look at that.
Let's get this duck cleaned up.
I'm hungry, son.
Man, you got a nice hot fire going.
Yeah, good. I think it worked out pretty nicely.
I can't tell you how important it is for myself and these other two guys to start eating this duck. We need the energy from this duck meat. I put together a little rock oven so we can roast this bird. So we built a little structure of rocks, and we cover that structure in hot coals, and it literally is going to bake this duck exactly like you would bake a duck in your oven at home. Then it's just a waiting game. We just wait on the bird.
Sounds good, man.
Cool. Well, guys, let's try a piece of this duck.
Man, it's falling apart.
Here's the breast.
This is unbelievably amazing.
I'm in my own world right now, son.
Oh, my gosh.
Lord help me.
I mean, that's delicious.
You couldn't got better than that at a restaurant, man.
We may be damp in the debris hut tonight,
I don't even care.
but at least we'll be full. It's day 4, and time for me to ratchet this experiment up a notch. I'm just trying to get this fire going. Get you guys a hot bed of coals before I leave you on your own. I need to find out if these guys were really paying attention, because now they've got to fend for themselves without me. Wish you guys the best of luck.
Thanks for the help, man.
Sir.
I'm out of here, guys.
All
All
right.
right, man.
Good luck.
All right.
Oh, man. We're alone in the wilderness. It's just me and Nick now. That's pretty scary to know that you're out here all alone. So it's going to be really easy to screw up.
So what do you want to do? What's the game plan?
I think I'm going to leave you here to get this fire going since you got so much experience at it yesterday.
All right.
And I'm going to go try to find some food,
Okay.
and hopefully I'll come back with something to eat.
Right now, my biggest priority is fire and keep fire going. It is so cold out here today. That is my #1 priority.
Super hungry, so my first priority is food and water. I'm trying to find anything that I can find that might be useful. I think that down tree is where we found those artichokes. See if we can round some of this up. Ha ha ha! Eureka! I don't eat vegetables. I'm a meat eater. I love meat. But today, I'm a vegetarian, son, because I'm super hungry and this stuff's there. Finally back.
How'd it go?
It went all right, man. Though I'm so glad that you kept that fire going, man. Come into camp, I said I've got a roaring fire, and I could not have been more proud of Nick at that moment. All right, dude. We still got lots to do.
Right now, our biggest priority is fixing the door to our shelter. I don't know what happened to the door, but over time, it started to slowly fall apart. If we don't get that thing freaking fixed, we could probably freeze tonight.
Let's go get some more leaves to stick in this thing.
Okay.
Probably gonna take my jacket off.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of doing too.
Way we can get more back at one time.
Yeah.
I think that's plenty. Holy mamma mia. That's a snake, dude. Holy mamma mia. That's a snake, dude.
Dude, come on.
I'm not coming over there. You're insane. We collected leaves, put in our door, we show back up at camp, and Nick looks at me and says, "Hey, man, look at that." And inside of our shelter where we sleep is a snake, man. Wonder if that thing was in there all night, man. Superman has kryptonite, Andrew's kryptonite. It's snakes.
There's a snake sitting right in the doorway. And my immediate reaction was just like, oh, food.
Thing's gonna bite you, man. Holy crap. It's biting you, dude.
I got gloves on. It's not going to bite me.
You say that till you stroke out here. I don't know if he's brave or just too dumb to know that there's a lot of poisonous snakes in this area.
Come here, dude.
I'm not, no. This is my comfort zone. Have you ever killed anything before?
No. What should I do?
Put its head down.
Yeah?
Take your knife and just slice its head off.
That wasn't so bad.
Ugh. We've got to skin it. You got to, like, peel it like a sock.
Ah, there we go. Ah.
Dude, that's nasty.
Creek would be proud of us.
Be proud of you.
Nah, man. You're cooking it.
You're the one that Crocodile Dundee'd it, man. The old saying, God looks after drunks and idiots. And that's pretty idiotic, man. Picking up a snake that you don't know anything about. But in the end, Nick's stupidity is going to pay off because we're going to have more food in our stomach. There we go. Teamwork.
I probably should have thought a little bit more clearly, but man, that protein was just screaming at me. How's it taste? Good?
That's good, son. Dude, we seriously got like a feast going on right now.
So what do you think tomorrow's gonna be like, man?
There's no telling what tomorrow has in store for us.
Are you guys alive in there?
Do you know what time it is, man?
How'd you guys sleep last night?
It was pretty warm in there, actually. What are you even doing here?
Come to check on you, man. See how your day went yesterday.
Oh, man.
This guy, Crocodile Dundee'd a snake yesterday. He just reached down and picked it up.
Well, next time, man, use a stick instead of your hand. It seems like this odd couple got along pretty well. They set their priorities straight, and when I came back in the camp this morning, they seemed pretty satisfied. I didn't just come to check up on you. I came to challenge you guys even further. In just a few minutes, you guys will have to strike out completely on your own. You'll have to build your own debris hut. There's no time for screwing around.
Are you insane?
This is like the ultimate test, man.
Mindset has so much to do with making it through a survival experience. I've seen guys with positive attitudes outwit and outlast guys with far superior skill sets. That's the real purpose of this final test, because survival is more mental than anything else. You'll have to carry fire with you. I'm going to show you how to carry fire.
Carry fire.
That's right. This fire carrying skill is called an Apache match. It is a coal inside of a protected tinder bundle. When you get all of your fire materials ready, you open up your Apache match, and then you got to blow that baby in the flame. Time is officially ticking.
Yeah.
So why don't you grab your backpacks? Stone, I want you to head off in that direction to find a base camp. Nick, I want you to head back off in that direction.
Okay.
Fellas, good luck.
Yeah.
Sir. All right.
See you on the flip side, son.
All right.
Just to make good tinder, I wander through the forest with no direction. And then I see this tree. This looks like a good spot right here. Tree fell over. I can just lean stuff on that. That shortens my time it takes to make a shelter because I already have 2 walls. Come on, baby. I'm trying to get a fire started. Everything is just so wet. Every time I put a stick on there, I see moisture coming out of it. If I don't get this going, man, my day is just going to be downhill.
Earlier this week, you saw us use the milkweed ovum in combination with a water-filled condom to start a fire. But the milkweed doesn't just offer fire-starting resources. It is one of the best cordage plants on the planet. There are long fibers that run up the stalk of this plant. You can extract these fibers and use them for anything from snares to fishing line to lashings for a shelter. Snap the dry stem in between your index finger and thumb. Then From the inside out, we're gonna break away the dry, pithy center. As we break that away, you can see this fibrous sheath remains. So here, just after a couple of minutes, I've got several long ribbons of very strong, durable, primitive cordage.
Oh, is this a stream? I got some water. Okay, let's do this. There's water, a nice, relatively flat surface for me to build a shelter. I found the perfect spot. Oh, this stuff is frozen. The first thing that I want is fire. Yes, for my shelter. I have a lot of things naturally working for me in terms of support. Probably behind schedule, but I have fire, so honestly, if I don't get a shelter up, I'll sleep outside next to the fire.
I think we might finally have this thing going in the direction I want it, I hope. I have this fire going now. I have to build my shelter. It has been the most labor-intensive part of this whole experience, is just building this thing by myself. Now all I have left is the door.
You in here sleeping, Hoss?
I've been working on this thing all morning, dude.
I like the location. I mean, this is awesome. That's
Yeah.
big root. I mean, that's a pretty sweet design. When you get up in the morning, head back to base camp so that we can wrap this week up.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds good, man.
All right, buddy. Nick.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. How you doing?
Slowly but surely.
Well, I see you got a fire going. You've made a really great attempt with the shelter, but the fact of the matter is we've only got an hour of daylight left. Nick's shelter just wasn't where I hoped it would be. Nick does have a fire, but he doesn't have near as much firewood as he needs in order to regulate core body temperature throughout the night. With the temperatures we're gonna get tonight, we either need a completed debris hut or we need a huge pile of firewood, neither of which we really have time for. From a survival perspective, without the firewood and without the completed debris hut, tonight would be fatal. You've made a really great attempt with the shelter, but the fact of the matter is we've only got an hour of daylight left. I'm going to suggest kind of a fire shelter combination. Take all this stuff on front and put it on back. And then we just need to rotate this fire and make it a little longer so that it's right in front of the shelter so that it drives that heat right inside. Fortunately, Nick isn't in a real-life survival scenario. The shelter design, the lack of firewood would have been a recipe for hypothermia. And in extreme weather conditions with cold temperatures, rain, and wind, humans can survive only 3 hours without proper shelter.
I knew that the shelter was going to be a little bit of a struggle for me. I've never really been good at building things. But Creek's idea, it's definitely going to get me through the night. I'm not going to end up freezing to death.
Any questions before I take off?
I think I'm okay.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Talk at you.
All right. Be well.
Great job.
Thanks.
I couldn't sleep. It's really kind of creepy. Like, you hear a twig snap and you're like, what's that? I wonder what that is. Is there something coming to get me?
It's my last night. That's kind of sad. Everything that I could ever possibly have wanted to get out of this, I have.
Can't wait to get this night over with.
It's actually really peaceful out here. You can see all the stars.
Last night was my solo night, and really my biggest priority was just not to die. You know what? I got through it. It was okay. I think the takeaway message from being out in the woods for a week is preparation, diligence, patience, and assume all snakes are venomous.
Man, this is the last day. This whole week has been insanely tough, and I made it. This is the greatest feeling in the world, man. This is my moment in time, and I'm soaking it up.
Well, look who it is.
Man, the myth, the legend.
Morning, Hoss. You're alive.
I am, man. Barely.
Mother Nature didn't give us one single break this week. I'm looking forward to getting these guys rounded up and getting back to civilization.
I'm feeling rough, dude.
Yeah. We're all feeling rough.
Check this hair out, man. I look like Rosemary's baby.
Look who's coming into camp.
Oh, man.
What you got, man? You bring your stool with you?
I did. Check it out.
Did you cut that yourself?
Oh, yeah. With my knife.
You guys made it to day 6. Congratulations.
Yes.
Nick, you came into this week with probably the least amount of wilderness experience.
Yeah.
You know, this whole experience is about learning survival skills. I can always teach someone survival skills, but you can't teach someone good attitude, enthusiasm, and willpower. And you, my friend, have all 3 and lots of them.
Thank you.
Stone, brother, this week your name says it all, man. You have been a rock this week.
Did my best, brother. I did my best.
You came here for a test, and a test you got. Your comrades got sick. One of them went home.
Yeah.
And it would have been really easy for you to get angry and frustrated. But instead, you picked up the slack and you did double duty more than one day. For your performance this week, I'd like to give you a gift, a symbol of 1 week in your life when you were tested on all fronts and you passed with flying colors. I want to give you the same exact knife rig.
Shut up.
That I use myself, man. It serves me well in the woods, and I know it will serve you in your future adventures outdoors.
That's awesome, man.
You're welcome, brother.
Man, that thing's sweet. I'm going to really enjoy using it and thinking back on this week and what I've learned and how I've grown as a person. This is the best week of my life.
Well, it certainly ranks among one of my best weeks as well. As good of a week as it was, you guys ready to get out of this place?
Let's go, brother.
Let's head.
Yeah.
I wish I had 2 knives. Both Nick and Stone are winners this week.
A lot of the things that I did this week are things that I never thought that I even had the ability to just, like, dig down deep. Like, man, I know I can do this. Like, I just spent a week in the woods.